Hi, how's everyone? Who's with me tonight? It's Thursday night. I have my vat of coffee. This gray, rainy day. So if you're tuning in, drop a comment, let me know you're there. So I came to the studio tonight just for a little quiet change of scenery. And so I'm recording this on my phone, so you should see the contraption that is holding up my phone. So let's hope that the spirit that's here in the studio doesn't like knock it over. So it's quite entertaining. It took me a while to get it all sorted out. We have a few minutes before class starts. Oh my gosh, Teresa, is that you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a very long time. I mean, I haven't seen you physically in a long time, but I feel like I haven't seen you online in a long time. Jamie, are you doing yoga or are you just watching? I've been doing a lot of yoga, Teresa. I've been doing a lot of plank. A lot of plank. You know, I love me a good plank pose. Who else is popping in? Hi, James. Someday you'll do yoga. Hi, Jennifer Brookins. Did you have a good birthday? Are you doing yoga or are you just popping in to say hi too? See, this is what happens when I have a few extra minutes before class starts and I can just kind of, see what people are up to. So where is Perry? We're gonna start a meditation tonight. So you can start seated or you can start lying down. Oh, Teresa, I'm so glad. That's so awesome. I do feel like that my practice has gotten a lot stronger through all of this because I'm actually practicing every day, which in non-COVID-19 times, that didn't always happen. So, hi, Erica. Right, so make your way to a comfortable position, either seated, on your knees. Hi, John, are you practicing with us? You can lie down. But remember, if you're lying down, right, the point of meditation is to waken up. So if you've had a particularly taxing day or you're tired, right, maybe you choose to sit, or maybe you come to your knees and let your hands rest on your thighs. Right? Right, so the point of getting quiet is to notice, to come into the moment, to come into the body. And to waken up. Right. Right, so as you settle in, take a full breath in and a long breath out. Yeah, do that again. Take a full breath in, fill up, and then sigh it out. Right, and just settle here into this moment. Right. Here I am, Perry. I'm at the studio. Too many disruptions at home. Right, so you begin to notice, right? Notice the breath. Notice the thoughts. Notice the sensation in the body. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Right, unhinge your jaw. Soften the space between your eyes. And just come into this moment, right here, right now, wherever you are, whatever's going on around you. Can you create a sense or a feeling of calm in the body, a sense of peace? Hi, Kristen. Right, and because we know that our mind wanders and drifts off and starts thinking, can you just bring it back? Just come back here. Come back to the breath, the sound, the feeling, the noticing. Maybe you start to get a little agitated or fidgety. Maybe you have that urge to itch your nose, right? Can you just sit, just breathe? Meet each sensation or feeling or thought as it arises without judgment. Breathe in. You breathe out. You breathe in. You breathe out. You notice what's alive. You get curious about the feelings, the sensations that show up. Take a breath in and a breath out. You build inner peace exactly for moments like these, so that even when things around you feel turbulent, there is a reservoir of calm and clarity at your service, a space within you untouched by the storm, from where you can think, feel, breathe, and make good decisions. We all have this space within us that is untouched, that is peace, that is calm. And I'm going to challenge you to try to connect to that space as we move through practice tonight. Take a breath in and a breath out. If you're lying down, make your way up to seated. No rush. You're seated at the top of your mat. Sit bones are grounding down into the mat. The spine is long. The crown of the head's reaching towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Next inhale, the arms are going to reach up overhead. Exhale, hands are going to come to heart center, and you're going to pause. Let the thumbs rest on the chest. Feel the heartbeat. Right, notice. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, the arms are gonna reach up overhead. Exhale, you're gonna bend the elbows, come into goalpost arms. Right. You're gonna take a breath in, you're gonna ground down into your sit bones, and on the exhale, you're gonna twist towards the right. Keep your shoulders falling away from your ears. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you twist towards the left. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you twist to the right. You got it, you're gonna keep moving that way. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you twist. Keep your weight evenly in the hip bones so that the twist comes from the waist, not the hips. Do 2 more of those on each side. You can come back to center. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, the arms are gonna reach up overhead. Exhale, the left hand's gonna come forward, the right hand's gonna come back, twist open. All right, and from this space, is there turbulence? Is there calm? Is there peace? Right, tap into what's showing up. Take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. Beautiful, this noticing, being an observer of the thoughts and feelings in the body. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, right fingertips touch down. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you open up. Let that right shoulder fall away from your ear. Beautiful, take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, that right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Left fingertips touch down. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you're gonna plant your hands and you're gonna come into tabletop. So your wrists are gonna be directly underneath your shoulders, your hips are under your knees, the tops of your feet are flat on the mat. You're gonna take a breath in and you're gonna lift the right leg in the air behind you on an inhale. Really flex through that right foot, left fingertips reach towards the front of the room. Hug the belly button in, right? And maybe you wobble and it feels unstable or turbulent. Can you just breathe? And tell yourself you're okay, you're here, right? Find that space. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, left elbow and the right knee come into the center. Hug it in, squeeze it in. Inhale, you lengthen it out. Exhale, you contract it in. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Keep breathing. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. You're gonna hold it there for 3 full breaths. Hugging it in. Your next inhale, you're gonna lengthen it out. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down to the mat. Take a breath in, left leg lifts on an inhale. When you're ready, that right hand lifts. Really stretch from your fingertips of your right hand all the way to the toes of your left foot. Beautiful, take a breath in, exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you bring it in, hug it in, squeeze it in. Take a breath in, you lengthen. Exhale, you come into the center and you're gonna pause there for 3 full inhales and exhales. No cheating. Take a breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Exhale, and on the inhale, the right hand and the left knee lengthen out and they come down to the mat. Take a breath in, the right leg's gonna lift on an inhale. Left hand lifts. And take a breath in, and you're gonna swing the right leg out to the side, and the toes are gonna touch down. Right hand's gonna lift up, you're gonna twist open. Open up across the heart. Right, trust the wisdom in your body, trust the breath. Beautiful, take a breath in. That right hand's gonna come down to the mat. You're gonna swing the right leg back around and lower the knee. Take a breath in and a breath out. Left leg lifts in the air behind you. And that right hand's gonna come forward. Just swing the left leg out to the side, and then that right hand's gonna come down, the left hand's gonna come up. You're gonna open up. Beautiful, take a breath in. Left hand comes down, left leg swings back around, lower the knee to the mat, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. All right, so here we are in downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide. Let your shoulders move away from your ears. Maybe you bend your knees. Maybe you pedal out your feet. Sometimes this pose can feel very turbulent. Can you tap into the calm, to the peace, to the quiet? You breathe. Beautiful, take a breath in, come up to your toes on an inhale. Exhale, you drop the heels over to the right. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, heels drop over to the left. Inhale, you come back to center. You're gonna bend the knees, hover the shins towards the mat. All right, so the shins are parallel. Yeah, take a breath in. You're gonna straighten the legs, let the hips lift up towards the ceiling, and create space in the back, and then let the heels sink down towards the mat. Beautiful, take a breath in, glide forward to high plank and pause. Right, so here in high plank, your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, your hips are level to the mat. Right, thigh bones are lifting up towards the ceiling. Gaze is right past your fingertips. Take a breath in. You're gonna lift the right toes, but you're just gonna lift them to a hover. Right, pull the belly button in. Keep pressing down into the hands, puff up the space between your shoulder blades. Take a breath in, exhale, lower the right toes to the mat. Inhale, the left toes lift to a hover. All right, so when you're challenged, how do you find the calm space, right? That space between stimulus and response, the space where you have the opportunity to choose. Beautiful, take a breath in, exhale, the toes touch down. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in, glide forward to high plank, and you pause. Inhale, the right toes lift to a hover. Exhale, you lower them down. Inhale, the left toes lift to a hover. Exhale, you lower them down. Take a breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. One more. Take a breath in, you glide forward to high plank. Right, so you know what's happening, so what happens then? How do you find that space, that calm? On an inhale, the right toes come to a hover. Exhale, you put them down. Inhale, the left toes come to a hover. Exhale, they come down. You take a full breath in, and on the exhale, you lower all the way down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, you lower. We're gonna do two more. Inhale, the heart lifts, use the core, lift yourself up, the hands are light. Exhale, you lower down. Last one, inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Your next inhale, walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale, so the hands can reach behind you. They can come to your shins. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Arms go up overhead, look up. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands, you step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in, the right toes lift to a hover. Exhale, they come down. Inhale, the left toes lift to a hover. Exhale, they come down. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. You take a breath in, look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. You plant your hands. You step back to plank and you pause there. You take a breath in. You lift the right toes. The exhale, you place them down. Your next inhale, the left toes lift to a hover. Exhale, you place them down. You take a full breath in and plank. Exhale, you lower down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you empty out and fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. The arms come up overhead. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on the breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, you pause here. You know what I'm gonna ask you to do next, right? You're gonna lift your right toes on an inhale. Exhale, you lower them down. Inhale, you lift the left toes. Exhale, you lower them down. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a full breath in and a long breath out. You're gonna walk your hands back to your feet. You're gonna land at the back of your mat. You're in a forward fold. Take a breath in, heart lifts, halfway lift, arms reach out behind you. Roll the shoulders onto your back, open up. Exhale, you fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. And so the arms can frame your ears, they can come to heart center, right? The weights on the back side of your body, let the big muscle groups hold you, right? So your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, toes are light, heart's lifted. Take a breath in, here we go. Right foot's gonna lift to a hover. Exhale, you lower it down. Your next inhale, your left foot's gonna lift to a hover. I think I'm gonna say hover a lot tonight. Exhale, you lower it down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you straighten the legs, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You walk your hands back out to plank and you pause. And you take a full breath in here and a long breath out. Your next exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, you lower, push back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Right leg's gonna lift to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands, low lunge. So here in the low lunge, the right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're high on the ball of that left foot, left thigh bone's reaching up towards the ceiling. You got it. And you breathe here, right? And you start to find that space, that calm, that peace. Like even here, you know, your legs might be shaking, your mind might be wandering. You just notice. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Your hands are going to come down to the mat if they're not already there, and the left foot's going to step up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg's going to lift in the air behind you. Exhale, you step it back. You're now in a low lunge on the left side. Left knee stacked over the left ankle. Broaden across the chest and you breathe. You keep bending into that left knee. You pause. Take a breath in. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down. You rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips back, chair. Take a breath in. That right leg's gonna lift to a hover, the right foot, I should say. And hug the belly button into the spine. Exhale, it lowers down. Inhale, the left foot lifts to a hover. Exhale, you lower it down. Take a breath in here in chair and a breath out. Inhale, your arms reach up overhead, straighten the legs. Exhale, you swan dive forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, move it through vinyasa, right? So that vinyasa is just stepping back to plank, lowering down, lifting to cobra, and you eventually land in downward facing dog. You can choose to do that, or you can just skip it and say, nope, and go to downward facing dog. Your choice. What brings you peace? What brings you calm? What brings you into the space between? Take a full breath in. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, low lunge. This time the arms are gonna reach out in front of you. You're hovering over the right thigh. You're high on the ball of the left foot. Perry, you may be thinking I'm gonna tell you to tap that left knee down. I'm not doing that today. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're gonna bring your hands down, so they're forward, down, and then they're gonna be back, reaching out behind you. So really broaden across the chest, roll the shoulder blades onto the back. Spread the fingers. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You're gonna ground down into the right foot. Step up into warrior three. Right, so in warrior three, the left foot is lifted. You're flexing through that left foot. You're hugging up through the left thigh bone. Right, and here, where do you find the space and the calm? It's turbulent, right? Balancing is turbulent. But is the turbulence in your body or is it in your mind? Beautiful. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, the left toes are gonna step back. You're in that low lunge. Arms are reaching out behind you. You're gonna take a breath in. Arms are gonna reach up overhead, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come to frame the right foot. Move it through vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. On an inhale, the left leg lifts in the air behind you. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands. You're in a low lunge. You take a breath in. Those arms reach out in front of you. You hover the belly over the left thigh. Really press that right thigh bone up towards the ceiling. Hug the belly button in. Yeah. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Your arms are reaching forward. They're going to go down and back behind you. Like, try to squeeze a pencil in between your shoulder blades. You want to pull them together, open up across the heart. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You ground down into the left foot. Right foot lifts up into the air, warrior three. And here, it's a new side. You're balancing on a different leg. Maybe it's your dominant leg, maybe it's not. So maybe it's a different kind of turbulence. Maybe the turbulence is your left quad is screaming, right? Take a breath in, and on the exhale, the right toes touch down at the back of the mat. Arms are still reached behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take a breath in. Arms reach up overhead, high crescent lunge. Keep bending into the left knee. You got to take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Move through vinyasa. Beautiful. Take a breath in. The right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands, low lunge. You take a breath in. You hover over the right thigh. Arms reach out in front of you. Take a breath in. You stretch the fingertips forward. They come down and back behind you on the exhale. Take a breath in. You straighten the right leg. Left leg lifts, warrior three. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale, left toes touch down at the back of the mat. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead. High crescent lunge. Exhale, you're gonna open it up, warrior two. Right, so in warrior two, you're facing the left side of the room. You're bending into that right knee that's stacked over the right ankle. The right heel's lined up with the arch of the left foot. You're gazing out over the right fingertips. Soften the shoulders. Right, and what comes up here in this pose? Who shows up at the door? What's trying to take your peace and joy and calm away? What's trying to take you out of the space between stimulus and response? Flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. You're gonna straighten that front leg, come into triangle. So in triangle, both legs are straight. The right hand can be to the thigh, a shin, it can be on a block or the ground. That left hand is lifting up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, bend into the front knee, come back to warrior two. You're gonna cartwheel your hands to the mat, frame the right foot, you're in a low lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale, you step back to plank and you pause. And then inhale, the right toes come to a hover. Exhale, you place them down. Inhale, the left toes come to a hover. Exhale, you place them down. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. You make your way back to downward facing dog. Did you think I would forget the hover? Not a chance. Here we go, we got another side. Take a breath in. Left leg lifts in the air behind you on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands, low lunge. On an inhale, you hover the belly over the left thigh. Arms reach forward. Take a breath in. Arms go forward, down and back. On the exhale, you breathe in, you ground down into the left foot. Right foot lifts up behind you, warrior three. That heart reaching forward. Really pull everything into center. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale, the right toes touch down at the back of the mat. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. To the right side of the room, the left knee stacked over the left ankle. Keep bending into that left knee. Seal the outside edge of that right foot against the mat. Soften the space between your shoulder blades. Unhinge your jaw. Smooth out the skin on your face. Beautiful. Flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. You pause, you're gonna straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back, fingertips come forward and you come into triangle pose. Right hand lifts up towards the sky. Right, so there's this incredible lift on the side body, like somebody's pulling your right hand up towards the ceiling. Open up across the heart, roll the right shoulder onto the back, stack it over the left. Beautiful. Take a breath in, re-bend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. You're gonna cartwheel your hands, frame the left foot. You step back to plank. You pause. You take a breath in and that right foot comes to a hover. On the exhale, your toes come down to the mat. Inhale, the left foot comes to a hover. Exhale, the toes touch down. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower all the way down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in, right leg lifts in the air behind you. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands. You take a breath in, you hover over the right thigh, arms reach out overhead, or out in front of you, not overhead, I'm sorry. I'm framing my head on the phone. Take a breath in, arms come forward, down, and back. Right, you got it, you know where we're going. We're just building on this sequence, ground down into the right foot, left foot lifts up. Warrior three. Okay, so from here, warrior three, your hands are gonna come down to the mat. So you're in a standing split with the left leg lifted. You're gonna take a breath in. That right hand's gonna come right underneath your nose. You're gonna lift the left hand. You're gonna open it up into half moon from the ground up. Right, so really flex into that back foot. Really, like if you open up and have a lot of energy in that top hand, it's gonna help you pull the belly button in. Maybe you lift that right hand, you really don't need it touching down. And you breathe here. And maybe you fall in and out, and that's okay, right? It's the turbulence, and how do you find the calm? You get knocked down, you come back on track, you lose your way, you get lost. But you find the calm and you come back to where you're supposed to be. Take a breath in, re-bend the front. So you're gonna bend into the standing leg. That left toes are gonna come down. You're gonna land in warrior two, facing the left side of the room. You're gonna flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. Straighten that front leg, come into triangle pose. Take a breath in, rebend the right knee, come back to warrior two. You're gonna flip the front palm, stretch it back, peaceful warrior. You're gonna cartwheel your hands to the mat. You're gonna frame the right foot. This time the left hand's gonna stay down, the right hand's gonna lift up, twist open, low lunge twist. Keep bending into the right knee, you got it. Beautiful, take a breath in. Right hand comes down, move through vinyasa, make your way back to downward facing dog. Where we will do this sequence on the other side. So take a breath in and lift the left leg in the air behind you. Exhale, you place it in between your hands, low lunge. On an inhale, you hover the belly over the left thigh, arms reach out in front of you. You take a breath in, forward, down, and back with the hands. Inhale, you ground down into the left foot. Exhale, warrior three. So are you thinking about warrior three? Are you thinking about going to half moon? Because I would be thinking about going to half moon, which brings me out of the present moment because we're not there yet. Fingertips come down to the mat, standing splits. Hug the belly button into the core. Left hand comes underneath the nose. You're going to lift. You're going to open up that right hip, right hand reaches towards the ceiling, half moon. Keep flexing into that right foot. Right, maybe you lift the left fingers to a hover. And you breathe here and you notice what's trying to steal your calm, your peace. Beautiful, you're gonna take a breath in, you're gonna bend into the left knee, you're gonna step back to warrior two, facing the right side of the room. Flip the front palm, stretch it back, peaceful warrior. You're gonna pause, straighten that front leg, come into triangle pose. Right, and here you are, you've been here, so can you open up? Can you soften? Can you go a little bit deeper? Or maybe you need to back off, right? Part of getting into that space of calm and clarity and peace is listening to the body. Beautiful. Take a breath in, re-bend the front knee, come back to warrior two. You flip the front palm, you stretch back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, you cartwheel your hands, you frame the left foot. Low lunge twist, right hand stays down, left hand comes up. On the inhale, the spine lengthens. On the exhale, can you open up the heart just a little bit more? Beautiful. You take a breath in, that left hand comes down to the mat. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a full breath in. On the exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. On an inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. And take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to drop your knees wide to the mat. Your belly rest in between your thighs. Shift your hips back towards your heels and come into child's pose. All right, you breathe and you notice, you feel your forehead grounded onto the mat. And can you be here, right, in this space, in this moment, without the mind trying to pull you out? Maybe you think, how much longer? Maybe you think, do we have to do that again? She's gonna make us hover our freaking toes again, right? Like, stay here, stay with me here. Find the space. And take a breath in, walk your fingertips forward. On the exhale, you're gonna walk your hands out to the right, take them off the mat, take a breath in. On the exhale, you're gonna shift the left hip back towards the left heel. Feel the stretch on the side body. And be here. This space, this pose, this moment is the only thing that matters right now. So be in it. Show up. Take a breath in. Fingertips come back to center. On the exhale, you walk them over to the left. Shift that right hip back towards the right heel. And come into this on the other side. All right, you notice here, the mindfulness is it's this awareness and noticing of thoughts and noticing the things that want to pull us out of the moment, but the things that want to steal our joy and our calm and our happiness and our quiet, right? They can only steal that if we let it, if we give it power. So make the breath in the moment more powerful than the thing that wants to pull you away. Take a breath in, walk the hands back to center, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward on your next inhale, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Fingertips are down on the mat. Take a breath in. Right leg lifts in the air behind you. Standing splits. Right, really ground down into that left foot. Pull the belly button in. Heart's reaching between the shoulders. Gazing out over the top of your mat. Take a breath in. You're going to ground down into the left foot. You're going to rise to standing. So that right leg is going to come up. It seems like a very simple pose, right? But boy, it can be turbulent. It can be much more turbulent in the mind than in the body. It's really pressed down into that left foot. Hug everything into center. Let the shoulders soften. Arms can reach up overhead. They can stay at heart center. Maybe you close your eyes if you want to challenge. You want to practice coming into the pause. Right, and before you move or before you change something, can you ask yourself, do I really need to do this? or is it something that's trying to pull me away? Beautiful. Take a breath in and a breath out. Right foot's going to meet the left on the mat. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold forward, halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, plant your hands, move through vinyasa. Halfway lift on an inhale. Oh no, we're in vinyasa, we're in downward facing dog. Right. From downward facing dog, take a breath in. Look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts in the air behind you, standing splits. And you pause here and you breathe and you notice. Is there something you can do to make this pose more comfortable, more joyful, more calm? Take a breath in. You're going to ground down into that right foot. You're going to come up into tree. So the sole of the right foot's going to be on the inside of the right calf or the right thigh. It's your left foot. Maybe you do something different with your hands on this side. Maybe not. And you breathe here. All right, you wobble, you come back in. It's not a big deal. And it's practicing turbulence for when we leave our mat, right? When turbulence shows up, you say, oh, this is familiar, I know this. Hello, turbulence, you are not gonna steal my calm. Take a breath in, left foot meets the right on the mat. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, you move it through vinyasa. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you're gonna glide forward to plank. Take a breath in, right toes lift to a hover. You're still hovering. Take a breath in, exhale, toes come down. Inhale, left toes come to a hover. Keep hovering. I know you're there. Take a breath in. Exhale, left toes come down to the mat. Take a full breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Arms are gonna come down by your side. Right cheek is gonna come to the mat. Let the body relax. Take a breath in. Your chin's gonna come to center. You're looking right down at the mat. You're gonna take a breath in. You're gonna lift the arms, lift the legs. And you're gonna breathe here. Keep rolling the shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale, you lower down. Left cheek comes down to the mat. And let go. Take a breath in, chin comes to center. This time you can clasp your hands behind your back or you can keep them reaching towards the back of the room. Take a breath in, legs lift, arms lift, upper body lifts. Maybe you clasp your hands. Stretch, broaden across. Right, and you breathe here. Right, and you notice, what does your mind tell you here? You got it. Keep breathing. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Right cheek comes to the mat. You surrender here. Part of coming into that calm is the surrender, right? Stopping the fight. Saying no thank you to the turbulence. I'm gonna stay here in my calm, happy place. Take a breath in, chin comes back to center. This time you can do what we did the first time. You can clasp your hands, or you can come into bow pose where you reach behind and grab your feet. You take a breath in and you lift up, stretch. So as you inhale, can you lift a little bit higher? Right, you keep breathing. Keep pressing. If you're in bow, press the tops of the feet into the hands. Beautiful. Exhale, you lower down. Right cheek comes down to the mat. Surrender here. Right, and if you think about it, the eye of a storm, there's always that calm space where there's no turbulence, there's no wind, it's still, it's quiet. How do you find that in you? That's the practice, that's the work. Take a breath in, chin comes back to center. The hands are gonna come right by your armpits. You're gonna hug the elbows in towards the shoulder, to the rib cage. You're gonna take a breath in. Heart's gonna lift to cobra. And breathe in here, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, you lower down and make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a very full breath in and a very long breath out. You're gonna look forward, you're gonna walk your feet through your hands and come down to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you rock side to side for a moment, massage the low back. Then you're gonna pause and the legs are gonna go straight up into the air. You can keep your hands down by your side, palms on the mat, or you can place them underneath your back. You're gonna take a breath in, keeping your legs together. You're gonna lower a third of the way. Hug that belly button in, press the low back into the mat. Take a breath in, exhale, you lower halfway. Take another breath in, exhale, you lower to a hover, press through the feet. You got it, breathe. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you're gonna lift the legs a third of the way. Take a breath in, you lift half of the way. You breathe out. Your next inhale, they come all the way up. Take a full breath in. Exhale, you lower a third. Inhale, exhale a third. Inhale, press the belly button into the spine. Exhale, you lower to a hover. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you lift a third of the way. You breathe out. Inhale, you lift halfway. You breathe out. Inhale, you lift all the way up. Do it one more time. Take a breath in. Exhale a third. You breathe in. Exhale halfway. You take a breath in. Exhale to a hover. Inhale, you come up a third. You breathe out. Don't let anything steal your joy from this. Take a breath in. You come halfway up. You exhale. Inhale, you come all the way up. Exhale, you hug the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Take a breath in. You're going to drop your knees over to the right. Shoulder blades stay on the mat. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you drop the knees over to the left. And take a breath in. Knees come back to center. Soles of the feet are going to come down to the mat. You're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh, making the number 4. I want you to take your right hand and press the right knee away from your face. If you need more sensation, you can lift the left leg, flex the feet. You can reach behind the left thigh, clasp your hands, pigeon on our backs. So you keep pulling the left knee in towards you as the right knee energetically pushing away from you. Flex the feet. And take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to lower the left foot to the mat, uncross the right ankle, come into it on the other side. So left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Press the left knee away from your face. And then if you need more sensation, you can lift that right foot. You can clasp your hands behind the right thigh. Keep the feet flexed. Right, and you breathe here. Right, and sometimes when it's quiet and still, the mind likes to create turbulence, likes to create the storm when there's no need. So the challenge becomes staying in the breath, in the body, and saying no thank you to the storm in the mind. Take a breath in. Right foot comes down to the mat. Uncross the left ankle. Hug both knees into the chest. You're going to reach in between the thighs, grab the outside edges of your feet, come into happy baby. So the soles of the feet are shining up towards the ceiling. You're pulling your knees down towards your armpit. Spine is long on the mat. Right, maybe you move here, maybe you need stillness. What is going to create some calm, some space? Because the space allows us to observe the turbulence and say, is the turbulence real, or is it I'm perceiving it to be turbulence? Is it really a storm? And if it is, the space allows us to decide how we deal with the storm. And if it's not, it gives us the opportunity to say, no, it's not. And disengage. Take a breath in, release the grip on your feet. Right knee stays hugged in, left leg goes out long. Cross the right knee over the body. Right hand goes out to the side. You can look out over the left shoulder. All right, so if you're just popping in, this class will be hang out on my Facebook page. You can also find all of our classes on the Balance Webster YouTube channel. You can take them at your convenience. Take Take a breath in, you come back to center, that right leg goes out long, left knee comes in, you take the right knee to the right hand to the outside of the left knee, cross it over the body, left hand goes out long, look out over the right shoulder. Right, and sometimes it's creating space in the body to know what we feel, to begin to notice. You take a breath in, you come back to center. Both legs are going to go straight up into the air. Flex the feet. Hands can be down by your side, or you can place them underneath the base of your spine. All right, this final inversion. All right, and you notice here, what creeps in, who shows up. Take a breath in, right foot's gonna stretch out to the mat, and left foot's gonna come down. Heels are in the high corners of the mat, let the feet splay open, hands by your side. Palms can face up towards the ceiling, or if you need some more grounding, they can rest on the feet face down. Let the back side of your body release into the mat. Know that you are supported, that the ground has you. Your shoulders fall away from your ears. All right, Shavasana, this ultimate pose of surrender. Right, but challenging because the mind wants to create the turbulence when the body wants to rest. So can you just be here? Can you find some peace and some calm and some quiet? Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Shavasana. So if your mind drifts, come back. to deepen your breath. Bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Keeping your eyes closed, you roll gently to your right side and you pause. You build inner peace exactly for moments like these, so that even when things around you feel turbulent, there is a reservoir of calm and clarity at your service, a space within you untouched by the storm from where you can think, feel, breathe, and make good decisions. Keeping your eyes closed, help yourself up to seated at the top of your mat. Together, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center and pause. Right. Feel the thumbs rest on the chest. Breathe into the calm, the eye of the storm. Together, take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. Together we say, Namaste. Have a great night, guys. And I'll see you on Saturday. Bye.